Imagine this. You wake up in the morning and the first thing you do is glance at your phone. You can read the time clearly without having to squint or rub your eyes. You look out the window and every single leaf on the trees, every shadow, every color looks incredibly crisp and vibrant. You reach for your glasses, a reflex you've had for years, and then you stop and realize you didn't even need them. This isn't some far-fetched fantasy. This is a reality I've seen in my own patients. It doesn't require expensive medications or complicated eye procedures. It's simply the power of real natural food, quietly defending your vision from the inside out. Now I understand what you might be thinking. That sounds too good to be true. But the reality is that for many people over 60, this kind of clear, comfortable vision feels like it's gradually slipping away. It's not a sudden event, but a slow, piece-by-piece decline. Have you found yourself holding the newspaper farther away just to make out the print? Do you notice more glare from headlights at night? Do your eyes feel uncomfortable burning or dry? Have you had trouble adjusting when you walk from a bright room into a dark one? Some of my patients have even told me they've mixed up their pills because the labels were too small. Others have stumbled on a single step in their own kitchen because they didn't see it clearly enough. It's so easy to dismiss these changes, to tell yourself, I'm just getting older. But I am here to tell you that aging is not the end of this story. Your eyes are still alive. They still respond. And with the right daily choices, they can absolutely still fight back. In this video, I'll show you 5 everyday foods, simple, delicious, and natural, that research shows can help protect your vision, slow down age-related damage, and support your eye health well into your 60s, 70s, and beyond. And yes, I can almost guarantee that one of them is already sitting in your kitchen cabinet. So if you care about keeping your vision and your independence, please stick with me. And if this is your first time here, welcome to my channel where we share science-backed ways to help you feel stronger and live better after 60. Feel free to subscribe if that's something you'd like more of. Your vision's best friends. The power of nuts. Now let's begin with the first tiny powerhouse I recommend to almost all of my patients. I'd like to introduce you to one of the simplest yet most powerful ways you can start protecting your vision: almonds. Now I know what you might be thinking. Almonds. You mean that snack I used to give my grandkids? Yes, those very same ones. But almonds aren't just crunchy and tasty. They're packed with one of the most important vitamins for aging eyes, vitamin E. Please don't worry, I'm not going to drown you in science. Let me put it this way. Your eyes, especially the delicate cells in the retina, are constantly under attack from something called oxidative stress. That's just a fancy term for when unstable molecules known as free radicals damage your healthy cells over time. And what makes it worse? Age. After 60, your body's natural defenses weaken. The shields that used to protect your eyes become thinner, slower, and more fragile. But that's where vitamin E comes in. It's one of the body's most powerful antioxidant shields, and almonds happen to be one of the richest natural sources. Just a small handful of almonds a day, about 23 pieces, gives you nearly half of your daily recommended vitamin E. Let me tell you about someone who saw the difference this made. Harold, a 70-year-old retired mechanic, came to see me a few years ago. He loved doing crossword puzzles every morning, but he told me that lately the words looked fuzzy. His eyes felt dry and irritated, and he was squinting just to make out the clues. He thought he needed stronger glasses. But when we ran his tests, I saw early signs of oxidative stress in his retina, which is not unusual for someone his age. I recommended a few simple dietary tweaks. One of them was to add almonds to his breakfast, just a handful every day. Nothing else extreme. 6 months later, Harold came back smiling. I finished the whole puzzle today with no squinting, he said. Now, I'm not claiming almonds are magic, but when you give your eyes the nutrients they're starving for, the body responds. And unlike pills or synthetic supplements, almonds give you the full package: healthy fats, plant compounds, and natural vitamin E, all in a form your body knows how to use. So if you're someone who's already noticing small changes in your vision, or if you simply want to protect the eyesight, you still have almonds are one of the best first steps you can take. No side effects, no prescriptions, just a quiet, consistent defender, one bite at a time, fueling your ocular highways. Now, if almonds are the protectors of your retinas, then walnuts are the fuel that keeps the whole system running smoothly, especially the parts of your brain and eyes that rely on blood flow. Here's a key point most people don't realize. Your eyes don't just need vitamins, they need oxygen. And oxygen reaches the retina through tiny, delicate blood vessels, some so small they're thinner than a strand of hair. When these vessels get inflamed or clogged, which often happens with age, high blood pressure, or a poor diet, the blood flow slows down. Your eyes start to struggle. They get tired faster. You may notice more blurring, more dryness, or even a feeling of pressure behind your eyes. That's where walnuts come in. Walnuts are one of the richest plant sources of omega-3 fatty acids, particularly a type called alpha-linolenic acid, or ALA. These omega-3s have been shown to reduce inflammation in blood vessels, improve circulation, and support the structural integrity of cells in the retina. In plain English, they help keep the tiny highways in your eyes clear open and nourished. Let me tell you about Clara. Clara is 6, a retired teacher, and she came to me with a complaint I hear all too often. "My eyes feel tired by 3 p.m., she said. "I can't even enjoy my shows without taking breaks. Everything gets blurry." We checked her pressure and tested her retinas. Her vision wasn't damaged yet, but it was clearly under stress. She also had a long history of mild hypertension, and her blood work showed low levels of omega-3s, so we made a simple plan. She'd swap her afternoon cookie habit with a small serving of walnuts, just a quarter cup, and drink a bit more water throughout the day. A few months later, she came back beaming. "I made it through a whole documentary last night without any eye strain," she told me. Now, was it just the walnuts? Of course not. But they played a vital part because when you support your circulation, you support every cell that depends on it, and your eyes are first in line. Walnuts also come with bonus benefits. They support memory, heart health, and even mood. So you're not just feeding your eyes, you're feeding your whole self. If you haven't had walnuts in a while, or maybe you thought they were too fatty, let me reassure you, it's the right kind of fat, the kind that your body and your eyes will thank you for. So next time you feel your vision tiring early, ask yourself, have I fed my eyes today? The unsung hero, zinc. Let's talk about a nutrient that often flies under the radar, but quietly plays a crucial role in keeping your vision sharp. I'm talking about zinc, and one of the tastiest ways to get it, cashews. Now, zinc might not sound as flashy as vitamin E or omega-3s, but when it comes to your eyes, it's a quiet hero, especially after age 60. Here's why. Inside your eye is a little region called the macula. It's responsible for central vision and allows you to see fine details, recognize faces, read, and enjoy the world in full clarity. But this area is highly sensitive and vulnerable to oxidative stress. Zinc helps by doing two big things. First, it supports the production and function of melanin, a natural pigment that protects the eyes by absorbing harmful light and fighting free radicals. Think of melanin as sunscreen for your retina, and zinc is what keeps that sunscreen working. Second, zinc helps transport vitamin A from the liver to the retina. Without zinc, your body can't move this critical nutrient to where it's needed most, meaning you could have enough vitamin A in your system, but your eyes still don't get it. Now here's the kicker. As we age, zinc absorption decreases, and studies show that older adults are more likely to fall short, especially if their diets are low in nuts, seeds, or legumes. That's where cashews come in. Just one small handful, around 16 to 18 cashews, provides a meaningful dose of zinc, along with healthy fats, magnesium, and antioxidants. But let me be clear, I'm not saying you should eat buckets of cashews. They're calorie-dense, so moderation matters. But when used smartly as part of your breakfast tossed into a salad, or even just as a midday snack, cashews can be a delicious, nourishing way to give your eyes the zinc they need. Have you been noticing more trouble seeing at night? Is reading small print getting harder? Have you started relying more on brighter lights to see clearly? Your body might be signaling a zinc deficiency. Cashews aren't just tasty, they're a quiet boost to the foundation of your vision, helping your eyes absorb, transport, and protect what matters most. The antioxidant army hazelnuts. There's a quiet battle happening inside your body every single day, and your eyes are right on the front lines. That battle is against oxidative stress, the slow, invisible process that damages cells breaks down tissues, and accelerates aging. Few parts of your body are more vulnerable than your eyes. They're exposed to light all day long. They're rich in tiny blood vessels, and the cells inside your retina work harder than almost any other cells in your body. That's why antioxidants matter so much. Hazelnuts. Those round, slightly sweet little nuts often used in desserts are one of nature's richest sources of natural antioxidants. We're not just talking about vitamin E here, although hazelnuts are packed with it. We're also talking about a group of plant compounds called polyphenols. These polyphenols act like a cleanup crew in your body. They find the free radicals, those unstable molecules that damage healthy cells, and neutralize them before they can do harm. In your eyes, this means less wear and tear on the retina, less inflammation, and a lower risk of conditions like age-related macular degeneration. Now here's what makes hazelnuts special. While almonds have more vitamin E by volume, hazelnuts combine that with a broader antioxidant profile. That means your body gets more kinds of protection, not just one. Plus, hazelnuts are a source of healthy fats, which help your body absorb fat-soluble vitamins like E and A, the very vitamins your eyes depend on. Another benefit is that hazelnuts are naturally low in sugar, have a mild flavor, and are easy to add to meals. You can crush them into oatmeal, sprinkle them on yogurt, or just enjoy them raw, straight from the jar. One important note: to get the full antioxidant benefit, choose raw or dry roasted hazelnuts, not the kind coated in sugar or chocolate. Remember, we're not just snacking here. We're building up a daily defense system, one handful at a time. When your body is under stress from aging sunlight and everyday life, hazelnuts help your cells breathe easier. They give your eyes a little more strength, a little more time, and a better shot at seeing the things and the people that matter most. The built-in sunglasses pistachios. Now we've talked about vitamin E, omega-3s, zinc, and antioxidants. But there's one more group of nutrients your eyes are practically begging for as you get older. They're called carotenoids, and two of the most important ones for vision are lutein and zeaxanthin. These aren't just fancy words. They're natural pigments found in certain colorful fruits, vegetables, and yes, even nuts that literally settle into your eye tissue and help filter out harmful blue light. Think of them like built-in sunglasses for your retina. They help block out damaging rays, reduce glare, and improve contrast, especially in low-light conditions. And one of the best food sources of both lutein and zeaxanthin, pistachios. Unlike most other nuts, pistachios are naturally rich in these eye-protecting pigments. They also contain vitamin E, potassium, and a good balance of healthy fats, all of which work together to nourish the sensitive structures in your eyes. Let me tell you about Dennis. He's 74, a retired postman who came to me with a complaint I hear more often than you'd think. "Doc," he said, "I see these little dark spots when I look at bright lights. It's like something's floating in my vision." Now floaters are common, but Dennis also had trouble adjusting between light and dark. Walking from a sunny sidewalk into a dim hallway, he'd feel momentarily blind. After ruling out any serious conditions, I asked about his diet. Turns out Dennis rarely ate anything green. No leafy vegetables, no eggs, no colorful fruits. He was missing lutein and zeaxanthin. So he made a small change. Each evening, instead of his usual salted crackers, he started having a small bowl of unsalted pistachios. Not a huge amount, just enough to get those pigments into his system consistently. 3 months later, Dennis came back and said something I'll never forget. "I walked into the movie theater last week, and for the first time in years, I didn't have to stop and wait for my eyes to adjust. I just saw. It wasn't a miracle. It was biology." His eyes finally had the pigments they'd been missing for years. Now don't get me wrong, pistachios won't cure serious eye disease, but they do help nourish the parts of your vision most sensitive to light damage, aging, and oxidative stress. And that matters. If you've been struggling with glare, if driving at night has become more difficult, or if you just want to give your eyes the nutrients they're quietly starving for, pistachios are a small, delicious way to support the filters built into your own body. Just be sure to go for unsalted or lightly roasted varieties, the kind without added oils or sugars, and aim for a small handful per day. Sometimes the difference between struggling and seeing clearly is no bigger than a bowl of green and gold. Your prescription for action. By now you might be wondering, okay, I get it. These nuts sound great, but how do I actually use them? What do I do next? Let's make this simple. You don't need a complicated meal plan. You don't need to weigh your food or count every calorie. You just need to make a small, steady habit, one that fits into your real life. Here's how I recommend starting. Each day, pick 2 to 3 of the 5 nuts we've talked about: almonds, walnuts, cashews, hazelnuts, or pistachios. Not a whole bag, just a small handful in total, about 1 ounce or what fits in your palm. Now, how you eat them is up to you. You can sprinkle almonds into your oatmeal in the morning. Toss some walnuts on a salad at lunch. Grab a few cashews or hazelnuts in the afternoon instead of cookies or chips. Enjoy pistachios as an evening snack while watching the news. You can even make your own vision mix. Keep a jar with a blend of all 5 pre-portioned and ready to go. Just remember one thing: raw or dry roasted is best. Avoid nuts that are fried in oil, coated in sugar, or drowned in salt. Your eyes don't need that kind of help. And don't worry if you skip a day or two. This isn't about perfection. It's about creating a quiet rhythm, a daily act of self-care that adds up over time. If you have concerns like nut allergies, or if you're on a special diet, always talk with your doctor first. But for most people, these nuts are safe, accessible, and wonderfully effective, not just for your eyes, but for your brain, your heart, and your overall well-being. You don't need to overhaul your life. You don't need to memorize a science textbook. You just need to show up for yourself, one handful at a time. If you're still with me right now, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for caring enough about your health and your future to watch this all the way through. Because protecting your vision isn't just about seeing better. It's about living better. It's about reading bedtime stories to your grandkids without straining. It's about enjoying the faces of the people you love, even across the room. It's about keeping your independence, your confidence, and your connection to the world. And as you've seen today, that protection can start with something as simple as a few small choices in your kitchen. You don't need a miracle. You need momentum. Just one handful of the right support each day from nature's most powerful little packages can make a world of difference over time. So please don't let this video end here. Let it begin something for you. Try the routine. Feel the change, and then share that spark with someone else who needs it. If this helped you, please give it a like. That tells YouTube it's worth showing to others. Subscribe if you want more warm, science-backed support for your health after 60. Share it with a friend who's been squinting more than usual. And leave a comment. I'd love to hear which nut you're excited to try first. You're not alone in this. You never were. And it's never too late to start seeing things more clearly one day, one bite, one small step at a time. Until next time, take care of those beautiful eyes. I'll see you again.